Hey everyone, Henry Kaminski here from the Passionpreneur Inner Circle, and this is episode number 31 of the Passionpreneur video podcast. I am super excited to introduce you to Pam Pormentia today from Great Work Online. And for those of you that are struggling entrepreneurs doing everything under the sun inside of your business, and thinking that you can take your business to the next level without any help, Pam is going to set you straight today. So, Pam, welcome to the show.
Hi, Henry. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much. And so, listen, for those out there that are watching this episode that do not know who Pam is and what is Great Works Online, give them the 3-4 minute background on what your company is and how it got started.
Yeah, so I started as a virtual assistant in 2009. And from being a virtual assistant, I gathered all the experience, skills that I need to be able for me to put up this outsourcing business. So I've worked my way up from becoming a virtual assistant to an SEO manager to a project manager. And then in 2015, I was hired by a digital marketing company who's in California, who put up a physical office here in the Philippines, and I became the head of project management. I was handling 6 teams. When you're in a digital marketing company, everything's there, like web setup, web design, content marketing, PPC, AdWords. That's it. So I was able to have the opportunity to handle a team like that, and it honed me and gave me a stronger skills that I need to be able to put up this business. So after I resigned from being the head of project management in 2016, because it's eating up a lot of my time, I don't have enough time for my kids and my family. So I felt like I am ready to put up my own business and help other people, give them jobs and help small business owners.
That's awesome. I mean, we need folks like you and we need teams like you to really help us take our businesses to the next level. I mean, I could share a quick experience. 3-4 years ago when I was doing everything inside of my business, I was the marketer, I was the salesperson, I was the designer. And, it was extremely overwhelming. And what I realized was at the end of the day, I built this business 5 years, 6 years already. And what I did was I created a glorified job for myself. It really didn't feel like a business because it was like, it's a lot of work and there's a lot of stress. And it was like, shit, maybe I should just go get a job again because it's like, this is like out of control. And then when I started to get coached on how to sort of replace myself, ask for help, get a virtual assistant, start there, and then work your way up and build this team out, that's when everything started to click. And so that was one of my first hires when I was growing my business, was a virtual assistant, which then turned into that virtual assistant. I won't mention any names here. Her name might be Pam Pormentia. Help me really build out my team where there's 4 or 5 designers now on staff. We have processes and systems in place that really streamline things. And it allows me to really focus on the things that I need to grow the business. And raise your hand out there, guys, if you are a small business owner, an entrepreneur who is struggling to take their business to the next level because you feel trapped. You feel like a prisoner inside of your business because you're doing it all on your own. So Pam, let's talk for a second. So you work with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners, right? what are some of the biggest stress relievers that you provide for somebody like me? I mean, I have 10 that I can share with you, but this is your show, not mine today. What are some of the stress relievers that you can provide your clients to help them get in their lane and help them progress their business?
Yeah, so I noticed, Henry, from working since 2009 as a virtual assistant, I noticed that mostly business owners want to get involved, which is not wrong, want to get involved in every aspect, in every area of their business. But that is crazy. You cannot do everything. You need someone to help you to organize everything because I believe that business owners should be focusing on how they can grow their business, how to network and find clients to build their business. But working on an administrative job or task, it should be passed on to somebody else, which you mentioned, virtual assistant or project manager. So I am here to help business owners to organize their system and process so they can focus on the most important thing in their business, which is finding clients and building rapport with their clients to grow their business.
Awesome. So some of the things that are going through my head right now, I didn't have any issues with this when I was creating, when I brought on my first virtual assistant. I couldn't wait to delegate that work out to someone else rather than me do it all. But the biggest hang up that I had um, going through that process was I didn't know what to give them. I didn't know what I didn't have systems in place to hire somebody and say, hey, go do that, and here's how. Like I didn't know how to do that. Like I didn't know what that looked like. So that was my biggest hang up, but that's like an anomaly. The majority of folks that are out there that are hesitant to hire a virtual assistant for the first time is they don't want to give up control. They don't. They want to, nobody's going to work in their business as hard as they are. But you and I have a lot of conversation on and offline about this. And that's a little bit different when it comes to working with Pam and Great Work Online. So I want to kind of segue into that and have you talk to our audience about how you position yourself in that entrepreneur's business and how you're able to help him or her take things to the next level.
Yeah, before I answer that question, Henry, I just want to go back to what you said that there was the hang up was you had a hard time, and probably, most of the business owners had a hard time to delegate. It's because they don't have enough trust with the people or with the person who's going to do the task. So this is where Great Work Online comes in, or me, because I will oversee the project. And because I've always, since in the past, I've always put myself in the client's shoes. If I work with a client, this is what I want to get. If I am the client, this is what I want to get from a virtual assistant. This is how I want her to perform. So putting myself into the client's shoes, I know what their expectations are, and this is what I'm going to do. And now that I am a business owner, I have kind of like read their mind. And, it's not just making money, it's not just about getting clients. For me, the biggest thing in dealing with business owners is to build trust and relationship with them, to be able, to have them feel that they're confident enough that they are in good hands. And because of the experience I've had in the past for since 2009, almost 10 years now, I developed that skill, which I am kind of proud as well. And I take this into credit with all my mentors who believed and trust me. And you can say, you can speak to that too as well,
Mhm.
Henry, because I will not be able to do the best I can with Unique Designz if you didn't trust me,
That's right.
that I can handle.
And that's right. And I want to spend a second just to thank you for all of the work that you've done for my business over the past, I think we're going on a year pretty soon,
Yes,
right?
we're gonna have our anniversary in June.
Oh my God, how quick did that go? And I can tell you this, Pam, I trust you wholeheartedly on in any aspect of my business. And it took me a bit to build that. I mean, time will build trust. You cannot rush that. Okay. But look, you've been around for close to a year now, and you have access to everything. I have you working directly with clients on a daily basis. You've been such an asset to this business. I could not do what I do every single day without you. And I just want to say thank you again. I do this a lot, but without you, I would not be able to do what I do. And for all of you out there that are watching this, thinking to yourself, there's no way I'm going to be able to find a virtual assistant as awesome as Pam, that's not true, because they are out there, but you just have to seek them out. You have to ask the right questions. You have to give them test projects. You have to, and this is me just giving you guys a piece of advice. You got to give them test projects. You got to build the trust. You got to give them a chance. Just
Right.
because they screw up once or twice, that doesn't mean you can them. Because Pam, I don't care what anybody says. When you're starting a new business or you're starting with a new business, you're nervous. I remember
Right.
starting my first job, and I was nervous as hell, and I screwed up on stupid little things. But
Yeah.
they didn't fire me on the spot. They saw the potential and they worked with me. And that's exactly what I did with you. And now look at you, a year later, you read my mind
Mhm.
before I even say it. And that's what happens. So you gotta be patient and you gotta trust. Without trust, I say this all the time. Without trust, you don't have a business. Period.
And
Clients will not.
there
Yeah.
should be like an open communication, you have to stress out what you need, what you expect, so that the outcome will be what you want.
Yeah. And you have to be clear with that.
Right.
It's not, excuse my language, but it's not a half-ass order. So if you want something done and you want it done specifically, you got to make sure you tell Pam those specifics. She's not a mind reader. And virtual assistants and project managers, they're not mind readers. You got to tell them, this is
Right.
how I want it. This is the way it should be. Give them examples,
Right.
right? And then let them have at it. And when you do that, when it comes back, it may not be exactly the way you want, or it may be better than what you expected. But you got to give them a shot. And I think that's the disconnect. That's the hesitation. That's when people are like, I might as well just do this myself. That's just impatience. And
Hmm.
you're never going to get anywhere with your business like that.
Yeah.
Listen, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. Business is a team sport. Without a
Yes.
team, you will only be able to do X amount. And I experienced that a couple years ago, and that's why Pam is a full-time member of my team now, because without her, I wouldn't be able to do these podcasts. I wouldn't be able to come on live and do what I do every day. I just wouldn't. So
And I
that's
thank you
that's
for
the
that,
importance.
Henry. I thank you for your trust and that you believe in me and you gave me a chance, because like the other business owners who trusted me in the past, I wouldn't be here now.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, and I don't see a lot of virtual assistants or outsourced project managers doing what you're doing. Like, I haven't seen one of anyone like Pam getting out there like you're getting out there. You know, you're part of the Passionpreneur community. You're doing this podcast with us today. Like, you're just putting yourself out there, and I don't see that often. So like, you're so ahead of your competition, and you're so much better because I before you, Pam, you know it, I had a couple project managers and they stunk. I hate to say it, but they were terrible. They weren't reliable. And the biggest thing that I was looking for in a project manager was reliability. Like, I need to be able to lay my head down at night and wake up the next morning, and whatever tasks that I set out or I scheduled for you to do, I expect them done the next day. And the project managers that I had in the past, I'd wake up and nothing would be done. Emails would be backed up, and I'd go into a panic. So it can be a nightmare sometimes. But when you find the right business, when you find the right team to help you, it's game over. And so I want to get back into that conversation because now, Pam, since you've been on board, you've been so on top of client work. You've been so helpful with suggestion and how to refine and enhance our in-house, enhance our in-house processes and systems. You just said something to us today. Like, every Wednesday we have a powwow call, and it's me, Pam, and all the designers, and it's a 30-minute call, and we just have at it. And Pam is always helpful in the sense where she steps up and she goes, Henry, have you considered this? Henry, have you considered that? I was never expecting any of that when I hired her. It was, you're going to manage my projects, period. So there's something to say about having a project manager, having an outsourced team inside of your business to really help you expand and grow. And Pam, you're one in a million. And I told you a long time ago, your team, like the business that you're building out right now, your sole goal is to be replicating mini Pams. Like, just replicating yourself because you have the skill set, you have the work ethic, you have that empathetic nature to yourself where you put yourself in the entrepreneur's shoes that you're working for, and you say, like you are in my business, you say, if I was Henry's client, how would I want to be treated? How would I want my design projects to be delivered to me? And how would I want to be worked with? And that's why you're so effective in my business, because project managers as a whole, they're not thinking that way. They're just not. So I know I'm doing a lot of talking here. This is your show. I can't forget. But I want to sort of make the turn and sort of wrap up the episode. But I want to get back to what you were saying about the trust factor. And I want to just go into that a little bit. How does one entrepreneur like myself build that trust? What are some things? Here's something that you could provide massive value with is, how does an entrepreneur pick the right project manager? What are the right questions to ask? What does that process look like?
Mm-hmm. So during the hiring process, you should be able to, it's a skill, it's a talent to ask the right question when you are hiring someone, like especially someone that you will be trusting your business with.
It's 9 o'clock.
And dealing with the right, sorry, it's 9 o'clock. And you're dealing with, you should be dealing with the right team or the right agency. So it boils down to ask for referrals.
Okay.
If you feel like you already hired the person, then you should, just like what you said, you give them time, give them test, and from there you can know if that person is the right fit for your company.
Mhm.
And trust is, it takes time. Like you always said, I was different from your other project managers before because I showed up every day. And that is like that is like the core of my business and how I treat clients, because I always think, if this is my business, this is how I want things to be. If I am paying someone, not in a harsh or negative way, if I am paying someone, this is how I want her to deliver. And I always put myself in the client's shoes. And probably that's why I was able to build trust and
Mm,
confidence,
mm,
between me
mm,
and the client.
mm.
So it's
That's
just, it's really, a stroke of luck probably to hire the right client. It takes time. You cannot say that you have to ask this and this is the right question to ask. It's really about when you start working with that person. But of course, you have to be careful in dealing with the right agency. So it really helps a lot if you can ask someone, for referrals
mhm.
on where to find a virtual assistant, project manager, and all that. So yeah, it takes time. You have to just give the person a chance. And if I wasn't given the chance before and you gave me a chance, I wouldn't be here now and have my own business. I
Mhm.
remember, I just want to share this quick, Henry. I remember, I know I posted this in on Facebook because I was talking to a previous client before who is in Australia, who I met in 2012. They had there was an SEO summit held in here in Manila. And so I was able to meet them personally. So I reached out to them, probably, because I want to know if they need a virtual assistant, project manager, anything. Um, so I reached out to him. We were able to talk, and I'm looking for someone for him. It is for Google AdWords script and software developer. So I'm outsourcing for him. So after we hang up, I remember in 2012, before he hired me, he asked me, in 5 years from now, how do you see yourself? So he hired me, he interviewed me as a virtual assistant. So I told him, I will be your manager, and in 5 years from now, I will have my outsourcing company. Henry, it's been 5 years. That was 2012. I'm having goosebumps right now, and it's 2017 now. You know, I said myself when he hired me on the spot, he didn't hire me as a virtual assistant, but he hired me as his SEO manager. He trained me. We had training every day. He allowed an hour every day to train me, and I was an effective SEO manager. And then eventually, that's because he gave me a chance.
Mhm.
And to me, I am very grateful for every client that I had before because they gave me a chance, they gave me trust, like
Mhm.
you, Henry. And that's why I want to, that's what I want to share with the clients I'm having right now.
Mhm.
And for the future clients that I'm going to have, is that I am not here just to work and make money, but it is my passion. I wake up every day not feeling tired, even though I spend the night, late at night until 12 midnight or up until 2 a.m. But I still wake up and show up every day to make the client feel that I am here. It's not just about money, it is my passion to help business owners straighten up their system and process and help them. I am here to make their lives easy, and I am here to help other people, my fellow men, and give them jobs.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
I mean you're giving me goosebumps now, Pam, because I don't know what else to say. I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. I've been working with you now a year, and I know everything that you just said is so 100% true because I've experienced it. And I'm so glad that I have, because it's not about the money for you at all. Like, I know how much you want to inspire other women in your country, and help them provide for their families, like you're providing for yours. And you just have a passion and a love for people. And that's why, in my own opinion, you're so damn successful. And I don't want you to ever forget that or lose that, because that is what's going to drive you to ultimate success, is your love for people. And I've witnessed it firsthand for the past 365 days almost. Because I see how you interact with my clients. I see how they interact with you. I see you show up, you're accountable, you're reliable, you're helpful. And it's like you said, there is a bit of luck involved when you're picking the right project manager. But if you're patient, you put in the work, you help them, you nurture them, you guide them, you will have someone that's in your corner and will go to bat for you forever. And so that's the way I think of you. And I am just so looking forward to the amazing things that Unique Designz is going to do over the course of the next couple of years, and having you part of it. And I could not see Unique Designz moving forward without you. So thank you again for all that you do. Thank you again for providing this value to our audience today and helping entrepreneurs out there get over the fear of outsourcing, help them pick and choose the right outsourcer, and give them the confidence that they need in order for them to trust someone like you to get inside of their business and help them take their business to the next level. So Pam, thank you so much for being a guest on today's show. I hope our audience got tremendous value out of this episode, and I will catch you on the next episode. So my name is Henry Kaminski from the Passionpreneur Inner Circle. This is episode number 31. I'm signing off and hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you on the next show. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care.